Two reasons I will share with you on very high level. Let me start off with number one. It's a trap for Ramaphosa to take sides. When a mother and a father are fighting, a child must not take sides because the repercussions are quite dire. Why would they use such a small country like South Africa to mediate on such a big war when South Africa is not even a member of the Security Council? That must be a very good question. You must go to your fellow NATO leaders who signed the contract with you, who have an agreement with you of what to do, so that you can negotiate with each other. Then for me, that would be equal power. They must look for France, or they must look for Germany, or they must look for Britain to mediate for them, because they are part of the NATO themselves. But now you'll begin to understand this thing boils down to a very simple story. South Africa is registered in America as a private company. Okay?
What?
Yes. It's not a country, it's a business. You can Google now on New York Stock Exchange. South Africa is registered there as a private company, which has directors and shareholders, not the South Africans. And I'm sorry, many South Africans will hear this and be shocked to their boots. But it's a fact. It's a fact, and it can no longer be hidden anymore, that the Reserve Bank is in private hands, the government is in private hands, land is in private hands, businesses are in private hands. The common South African now thinks that a fellow Zimbabwean or Mozambican is an enemy. They have not gone to school. They don't understand the scope and the nature of the monster which they are dealing with. So yes, South Africa must go and negotiate with Russia, because their stock exchange on New York will be affected if they don't play the American song and they start talking the Russian song. It makes common sense. And ultimately, South Africa has got more relationships, economic relationships of the owners of South Africa is more with the Americans. Yes, they're doing business with Russians, but the Americans have an upper hand in terms of dictating and directly influencing the politics of South Africa. We have McDonald's, we have Coca-Cola, we have Pepsi, we have a huge American embassy in South Africa. We have businesses that are running from New York into Johannesburg and etc. America is well entrenched economically into the South African space, including the supply of pharmaceuticals and other things. So yes, in terms of business, it makes sense for Ramaphosa to side with Americans, but for political purposes, it makes sense to side with Russia. So maybe in the capricious, very fluid environment he finds himself in, I don't know who recommended that Honorable Ramaphosa should actually go and negotiate on their behalf. But if I was him, it's a big trap. It's a big trap. Either way, he will come back injured. You cannot say America and Russia will not tighten its hand. You will not say Russia and America will not tighten its hand. So you have two parents that are pulling the small little child apart, and they're saying, choose where you want to go. And I don't think personally, it's my own personal opinion, subject to criticism and change. I honestly, in the world of me, it's time to build South Africa. It's time to build the region. It's time to build nuclear weapons. It's time to build our own armies. It's time to build our schools. Let them fight. And at the end of the day, my honorable princess, you will know that this is socialism fighting capitalism. This war is more than 100 years old, 100+ years old, from Cuba to Vietnam to Japan to Afghanistan. It's a simple thing.